Part 1. The Fishing Trip. The vast expanse of Lake Superior stretched out before us as we steered our motorized boat back to shore, our fishing trip shrouded in the veil of night. The lake, serene and foreboding, mirrored the infinite void of the cosmos above, its depths an enigma that had lured us far from the comfort of the mainland. My two mates, Jake and Mark, sat beside me, their faces illuminated by the dim glow of the boat's lights. We had spent the evening casting lines, hoping for a bountiful catch, but the night had grown colder, and the waters eerily silent. It was then that our boat's lights flickered and died, plunging us into darkness. We cursed our luck, but the motor continued to rumble beneath us, a sole beacon of reassurance in the abyss. With the lights extinguished, the cold descended upon us like a phantom, sending shivers racing down our spines. We huddled together for warmth, our breaths crystallizing in the frigid air. We were miles from shore, disoriented in the obsidian void. A sense of unease gnawed at me as I scanned the inky waters. In the distance, I saw ripples, like the aftershocks of some unseen presence. My heart quickened. Something was out there with us. "Did you guys see that?" I muttered, my voice trembling. Jake and Mark exchanged glances, their faces pale. "I saw it too," Mark replied, his words hesitant. A cacophony of eerie sounds arose from the lake, like the haunting cries of the damned. At first they were distant, barely discernible, but they grew louder and more insistent, sending chills down our spines. "Get us back to shore now!" Mark's voice quivered as he urged me to accelerate. Without lights to guide us, we navigated the treacherous waters by instinct alone, the boat's motor straining against the uncertainty that lay ahead. The noises in the water became a deafening chorus, their source unseen but relentless in its pursuit. We had been sailing for what felt like an eternity when Mark let out a guttural scream. His eyes were wide with terror as he pointed towards the water. "There!" he shouted. I followed his trembling finger and gasped in horror. Rising from the lake was a ghostly figure, towering at least 3 meters in height. It had a spectral, almost ethereal quality, its features obscured by a luminescent haze. It reached toward us with long, skeletal fingers, and I could feel its malevolent intent. In our panic, I twisted the throttle to its maximum, the boat roaring to life. The apparition vanished beneath the churning waves as we sped away. The screams from the depths pursued us, growing louder and more piercing, as though the very night itself was shrieking in agony. We sailed with reckless abandon, guided only by the cold, starlit sky above. The distant shore seemed an eternity away, and the relentless pursuit from below showed no signs of relenting. "I saw its face," Mark stammered, his voice shaking with fear. "Its eyes, they were empty, soulless." Jake and I exchanged worried glances, but we couldn't afford to slow down. The nightmarish chase continued unabated, and the apparition's wails filled our ears, an incessant, haunting symphony of dread. Finally, as the first light of dawn began to break over the horizon, the cries from the lake faded into silence. We continued to sail toward shore, the boat's motor sputtering with exhaustion. Our limbs ached from the cold, and our minds were haunted by the horrors we had witnessed. When we reached the safety of land, we stumbled ashore, our bodies trembling with exhaustion and relief. But Mark was different, his eyes vacant, his face etched with a profound terror that refused to release its grip on him. He mumbled incoherent words, his gaze fixed on some unseen horror only he could see. In the days that followed, Mark's condition worsened. He refused to leave his room, his once vibrant spirit now a mere shadow of its former self. He spoke of the ghostly figure in hushed, terrified tones, claiming that it visited him in his dreams, whispering chilling secrets of the deep. As for Jake and me, we never spoke of that fateful night, for fear of summoning the malevolent force that had pursued us across Lake Superior. We knew that we had been witness to something beyond comprehension, something that defied rational explanation. The incident on Lake Superior remained a haunting enigma, a tale shared only in hushed voices among those who dared to venture into the unfathomable depths of the night. And as for Mark, He became a living testament to the horrors that lurk just beneath the surface of our reality, a reminder that some encounters with the unknown could shatter the very essence of a person's soul. Part 2. The Stolen Yacht. The salty tang of the sea filled my nostrils as I stood alone on the stolen yacht, christened Midnight Tempest, and gazed into the abyss of the open ocean. The wind whispered promises of freedom and anonymity, and my heart raced with anticipation. This yacht was my salvation, my escape from a life riddled with despair and debts. But little did I know that this night would become a descent into a chilling maritime nightmare. My decision to steal the yacht had been a desperate act born out of financial ruin. I had discovered it moored in a secluded bay, its extravagant luxury a stark contrast to my dismal existence. The owner, a wealthy recluse, had underestimated the danger that solitude could bring. With stealth and determination, I had overridden the yacht's security systems, a siren song of rebellion luring me into its depths. As I piloted the vessel further into the moonlit sea, the horizon was a hypnotic blend of silver and obsidian, promising adventure and escape. Hours passed in serene solitude, the rhythmic lapping of waves against the hull a soothing serenade. For a moment, I believed I had found freedom, a sanctuary from the turmoil of my past. But then, as the night wore on, unease slithered into my thoughts. The wind grew colder, and the once peaceful ocean darkened. A shiver ran down my spine, as if unseen eyes were watching me from the depths below. I checked the compass, my heart sinking as the needle spun uncontrollably. Panic gripped me. I was lost, adrift in a sea that had become my malevolent captor. Above, the stars shifted into unfamiliar constellations, as though the universe itself had morphed into a twisted nightmare. The yacht's interior lights flickered ominously, casting eerie shadows, while an eerie wind carried mournful whispers from all directions. Then, a violent jolt rocked the yacht, throwing me to the deck. I scrambled to the helm, my hands trembling. The water around me churned, and ghostly figures emerged from the depths, their pallid faces twisted in agony. They clawed at the yacht's sides, their fingers like icy tendrils seeking to drag me into the abyss. I fought to regain control of the yacht, but it was as if an otherworldly force was pulling me inexorably downward. Desperation clawed at my chest as the figures in the water grew more numerous, their anguished voices intertwining into a cacophony of torment. With every ounce of strength, I managed to wrench the yacht free from their grasp. I maneuvered it away from the nightmare that had consumed me, the malevolent tempest pursuing with relentless fury. Time became a fractured reality as I battled the nightmarish elements, the yacht itself distorting and contorting, like a living entity rejecting my presence. The boundary between nightmare and reality blurred, and I wondered if I had ventured into an abyss of cosmic terror. In my darkest moment, as the yacht seemed ready to succumb to the relentless pursuit, I hurled myself overboard, my body crashing into the frigid abyss below. The icy water shocked my senses, and my lungs screamed for air. Panic welled within me as I fought against the undertow, its merciless grip threatening to pull me into the crushing darkness. In the depths, I glimpsed the spectral figures once more, their hollow eyes fixed upon me with a sinister hunger. I kicked and thrashed, propelled by sheer survival instinct back towards the surface. The yacht, the cause of this nightmare, was consumed by a vortex of malevolent energy and vanished into the abyss. I broke the surface, gasping for air, and my fingers clung to a piece of debris. I watched in horrified fascination as the maelstrom swallowed the yacht whole, its malevolent forces finally sated. Hours later, as dawn's pale light broke over the horizon, a rescue boat found me, battered and shivering. They pulled me from the water, their questions met with a haunted silence. I knew that no one would believe the chilling tale of that night. The stolen yacht, Midnight Tempest, remained a maritime enigma, a vessel lost to the unfathomable depths. To this day, sailors speak in hushed tones of the cursed yacht that was stolen in the night. They tell tales of the nightmarish tempest that guards its secrets, a cautionary tale for those who dare to sail the waters of the unknown. As for me, I bear the scars of that fateful voyage, a reminder that the pursuit of escape can lead to the brink of oblivion. The ocean, once a symbol of freedom, now stands as a reminder of the chilling abyss that lurks beneath the surface of our reality, waiting to claim those who dare to steal their salvation.